That's how I feel. So Miss Carlishia Hood ain't playing with these girls and guys out here. Baby, she filed a lawsuit against Chicago PD after the charges were dropped against her and her son. Catch those T's. So according to USA Today News, it reads, a Chicago woman accused of telling her teen son to shoot a man at a hot dog stand when a man attacked her is suing the city and members of its police force after murder charges against her and her son were dropped. Carlishia Hood was held on $3 million bail at the Cook County Jail after she was charged last week with first-degree murder and contributing to the delinquency of a minor in connection to the June 18 shooting death of Jeremy Brown. Hood was released from the jail on Monday after Cook County State's Attorney Kim Fox's office dismissed charges against her and her teenage son. That same day, prosecutors told USA Today the state wasn't able to meet our burden of proof in the prosecution. A tort lawsuit filed by Hood Tuesday in Cook County Circuit Court names the city of Chicago and 5 police officers as defendants and alleges false arrest, malicious prosecution, and emotional distress. I've experienced pain in many ways that I would never have thought, the Associated Press reported Hood said after the charges were tossed. What happened to me was totally unnecessary. Never in a million years would I have imagined being brutally attacked, beaten, and being arrested. Prosecutors have said Hood has a valid firearms owner's identification card and a concealed carry permit. When reached by USA Today on Wednesday, the Chicago Police Department declined comment citing pending litigation. Fox's office could not immediately be reached. A signal, an attack, and shots fired. On the night of the shooting, surveillance video released by Chicago police shows Hood and her son arrived at a hot dog stand at Maxwell Street Express in the city's south side in a blue Lincoln Nautilus. According to court documents, Hood entered the business to get food while her son waited in the Lincoln. Shortly after, Brown entered the restaurant and an argument broke out between them, court papers show. Video footage from a cell phone posted on social media over the weekend shows a man yelling at Hood over her food order before threatening to knock her out, the Associated Press reported. The man then punches Hood in the face and head multiple times. Prosecutors said Hood texted her 14-year-old son, who was outside, to come inside a restaurant. Her son then entered the store, pulled out a gun, and shot the man, who police identified as Brown. The pair then followed Brown, as Hood then told the team to continue shooting, prosecutors said. Brown died at the scene. My life changed. According to court documents, Hood is represented by attorney Brandon Brown. He could not immediately be reached by USA Today on Wednesday. On June 18th of this year, my life changed. My son's life changed, Hood told reporters at a news conference this week. Court documents show a hearing on the lawsuit is set for August 31st. I want to give a shout out to the Bronzeville law firm for taking this case. I want to give a shout out to them because I believe they're going to help her win. She's going to get millions from this. Another thing, too, I want to give a shout out to her son. And I'm going to tell you why. The son would not have had to protect his mother if bystanders who were there at that restaurant would have told Jeremy Brown to stop acting the way he did. The girlfriend to Jeremy Brown egged it on. I'm going to talk about her next month, which is tomorrow. I'm going to talk about her. Because if it wasn't for her saying, yeah, beat her ass, the 14-year-old wouldn't have had to get that gun. The cops arrested her knowing that this man had a record. Jeremy Hood was a nemesis to women. He was a hood nemesis. Okay? That's why they dropped this case. And therapy is going to be needed. And Nicki Minaj offering to pay the college tuition for the 14-year-old son, I think that's an amazing thing because he is an honor student, and it's not fair that his life should be over for protecting his mother, because anybody in their right mind who saw their mother getting pounded in the head repeatedly by a man would do the same thing. Okay? So let's not say, oh, that was wrong what he did. You would have did the same thing. Okay? The problem I have with this, I will say, I do believe it was somewhat of an overkill, because when she said kill him, it does sound intentional. We can't ignore that part, all right? But he instigated it by saying, I'm going to pound you. If you don't shut up. If you don't shut up. He was going to basically handle her. And he did, but then he got handled. But the thing I would say, if I was a prosecutor, I would say the way they walked away, it was not like it was traumatic. It was like, from her standpoint, it's like, I took him out, I killed him, now let's go home. When you do something like that and you're not a person that has done that before, you're in shock. You're stoic. That first kill is stoic. So I don't know about that part. But what I do know is that he had every right to do what he did. I'm just going to come out and say it. Now, do I think that she's doing too much by planning to sue? It depends. Do I think that she will win her lawsuit? Yes, I do. Do I think this is a changing of the tide? Yes, I do. She had a concealed weapon. And do I think that this is a lesson to all men out there? Yes, I do. I think men out there that are bullies of women to women, I think it's a cautionary tale. Do I believe that the violence is going to stop? Somewhat. I do. And do I think this is a lesson to women out here that you egging a fight on so that your boy can beat up a female, that he ends up getting killed? Yes, I do. And with all that, I'm signing off. Thank you for listening and tuning in. Hopefully, have a wonderful July. And if you plan on barbecuing this weekend, be safe, because the Canadian smoke wildfire is coming through. That's all. Later.